Hi there, welcome to Wyckoff Technical Analysis session for Pyth. If you're new to my sessions, here are the 3 key takeaways you can expect from the session. So let's start with the weekly chart of Pyth. So previously we already shared that Pyth, it's within an accumulation stage. A stage or the cycle is lower than the previous accumulation cycle back in June to October 2024. Alright, so that's the backdrop. And currently, after showing a sign of strength back in late August, now that it has returned to somewhere around the bottom of the long-term playground zone, okay, that's a level of around 10 cents. Assuming this continues, what to expect is that while we are already in another test, okay, there is a chance that a spring would show up, meaning a point that's even lower than this second test back in June. When we get to the daily chart, we'll see in detail how low that was back in June. Okay, the reason I'm saying this is because October 10th, that drop on that day went all the way to somewhere near 4 cents. So it was only half the price of what we are here currently at. So I don't hope that to happen, but there's a chance for that to show up. This test is definite already. There's no percentage for this one, but there can be subsequent tests. Okay, even if it doesn't go down, there's still a chance or a higher likelihood for the price to trade sideways between this white dashed line and the orange line. Okay, just like what happened since May. Alright, over the past half year, that was what has been happening. Okay, so this is the big picture. We've got this 10% chance for it to come up for another sign of strength and eventually back up a last point of support. Alright, now let's get to the daily chart and see if there's any further information. But before that, I'm just going to take out this upward trend line because it's no longer relevant to us. It may serve as a resistance line when the price eventually climbs, but that's not too big of a worry at the moment. So to the daily, here we already see this downward trend box. Okay, so it's not. There are 2 ways to look at this. One is that I take the view that it is trading at the lower side or the weaker side of the box, of the channel. Alright, so you see it's trading at the lower half of the channel. Okay, or some people would see a different channel. Assuming that's the case, that channel would look like this. I actually have to adjust that point as well, but as of this moment, let me show you what that looks like. So some would see a different channel that is trading near the top of it or at the upper half of it. Both can be true because there's not sufficient reference point for us. You can choose to look at it in a way that it's a very narrow channel. Okay, however, whichever one we are looking at, the only difference is that if the price where it seems to find support now above this white dashed line, that's the level coming from the test back in late June, the bottom back then. Okay, these few days, when the pump right before the pump happened on the 7th, and then now it came back down. All these 7 to 8 days in total, basically, they found support at this white dashed line. So if you look at the candlesticks, you see those long wicks at the bottom, right? Those wicks means that there were quite a bit of buying when the price dropped to test this level. So that's, I would say, kind of relieving or a little bit positive sign that people are willing to get in at that level. Okay, but that doesn't mean it can't go deeper. The October 10th has actually gone to somewhere near 4 cents 70. So for that reason, let's borrow this line down here just to show us, let me take away this box, assuming this is the trend that we're going through. The chance for it to go back to the upper half of the box or trending, I wouldn't say, you can say this is a breakout chance because it's like trading flat at the bottom and there's lower high. So by the end of the month, if it continues to trade along this triangle, it's a time point to determine whether it's going to continue the horizontal movement, meaning moving towards the better side or more positive side of the downward channel, leading to a chance to break out somewhere around beginning of next year. Okay? If it doesn't, if it still remains on the weak side, then the next time it can happen is also somewhere near the beginning of next year. That has to be kind of a very pessimistic scenario because that was what the October 10th has shown us, that where Pyth can get to. So the stages we're going through now in terms of Wyckoff, this did not happen. Okay, so this probably will happen further down the timeline. So this was a failed one because it was supposed to be building up, but then October 10th basically crushed everything. And we are basically at another test. Okay? If no good news come out, this is of a higher chance that sideways trading may continue. Okay? If bad news appear, then we'll get a spring to the bottom. I'll put a 15% chance over here. And the next sign of strength, not immediately backable last point of support, but they can go in tandem, one immediately after another. That will be 10% for now. So if good news come out and turn the tide for the crypto industry or a particular project, then obviously it will take the lead to change the trend. But like I said, if it continues to trade on the weak side or just sideways, we'll have to wait for probably another month before this trend is broken. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Pyth. And also one caveat is that Pyth is still young. So whatever being discussed here, we may need to come back to review whether those stages are accurately tagged. I hope that the view doesn't change and Pyth is stabilized so that the tags, the Wyckoff stages that we have already put in, can remain where they are. But just to let you know, whenever I've got requests to analyze new projects, this is always the risk that we haven't seen enough for that particular project, and the price actions has a higher tendency of deviation. I mean the price movements. The buying climax is missing. So now it's back. Okay, assuming this is where we are now for Pyth, and we have since the selling climax, we are about 224 days in, so hopefully this time the accumulation cycle won't last like 2002 2003, which is more than double than what we